Welcome, legal professionals. Today let's dive into Chapter 4 of the Evidence Act, focusing on Sections 70 and 71. These sections cover oral evidence, which is crucial in many cases, so let's get right into it. First, Section 70. This section states that facts need to be proved by oral evidence. In simpler terms, if something is asserted, it must be backed up by spoken testimony. For example, in a courtroom, a witness who claims to have seen an event must orally testify about what they saw. Now, why is oral evidence important? Well, it adds a layer of reliability and scrutiny. The witness is present, and their demeanor, tone, and consistency can be evaluated by the judge and jury. So it's not just about what they say, but how they say it. Moving on to Section 71, this section states that oral evidence must be direct. What does that mean? Essentially, the person testifying must have first-hand knowledge of the facts. They can't relay information they heard from someone else. That's hearsay and generally inadmissible. Imagine a witness in a fraud case. Section 72 addresses the fundamental principle of proving the content of documents. It states that the contents of a document must be proven by presenting the original document itself, or by providing a legally acceptable explanation for its absence. This section underscores the importance of originality in ensuring the accuracy and reliability of evidence. The requirement for original documents safeguards against potential alterations or misinterpretations. The rationale behind prioritizing original documents lies in their inherent trustworthiness. Copies, while sometimes necessary, can be susceptible to errors or deliberate manipulation. Therefore, the law prioritizes the original document as the most reliable source of information. However, Section 72 also recognizes that original documents may not always be available. In such cases, it provides avenues for presenting secondary evidence, such as copies or oral testimony under specific conditions. The emphasis on original documents stems from the need to prevent fraud and ensure the integrity of the evidence. By requiring the original, the court can verify its authenticity and prevent the introduction of tampered copies. This requirement also ensures that the document presented is complete and unaltered, preventing selective presentation of information. Section 72 lays the groundwork for the subsequent sections, which detail the rules governing primary and secondary evidence. The provisions of Section 72 are crucial for maintaining the reliability of documentary evidence in legal proceedings. By prioritizing the original document, the law strives to ensure that the most accurate and trustworthy information is presented to the court. This requirement is a cornerstone of evidentiary rules, protecting against potential manipulation and ensuring a fair and just outcome. Understanding Section 72 is essential for anyone involved in legal matters, as it governs the very foundation of documentary evidence. Section 73 defines primary evidence as the original document itself. This includes any document that is executed in multiple copies, where each copy is considered an original. This definition clarifies what constitutes the most authoritative form of documentary evidence. By specifying the original document, Section 73 sets the standard for the highest level of proof. This ensures that the most reliable and trustworthy evidence is presented in court. Section 75, building upon Section 73, dictates that documents must be proven by primary evidence unless specific exceptions apply. This reinforces the primacy of original documents in legal proceedings. By requiring primary evidence, the law prioritizes the most accurate and reliable form of proof. This requirement safeguards against potential errors or manipulations that could arise from using copies or other forms of secondary evidence. The rationale behind prioritizing primary evidence lies in its inherent reliability. Original documents are considered the most authentic and untainted representation of the information they contain. This minimizes the risk of errors or deliberate alterations that could occur during copying or transcription. By requiring primary evidence, the court ensures that the most accurate and complete information is presented. The combined effect of Sections 73 and 75 is to establish a clear hierarchy of evidence, placing original documents at the apex. This hierarchy reflects the legal system's commitment to accuracy and reliability in the presentation of evidence. Understanding these sections is crucial for ensuring that documentary evidence is presented correctly and given its due weight in legal proceedings. By adhering to these rules, the legal system strives to ensure that decisions are based on the most trustworthy and verifiable information. Section 4, Sections 74 and 76, Secondary Evidence and its Admissibility. Section 74 defines secondary evidence as certified copies, compared copies, or other forms of reproduction of the original document. It also includes oral accounts of the document's contents. This definition provides a clear understanding of what constitutes secondary evidence and its various forms. Understanding this definition is crucial for knowing when secondary evidence can be admissible in court. This section clarifies the alternatives available when primary evidence is unavailable. Section 76 outlines the specific circumstances under which secondary evidence can be admitted. These circumstances include the loss or destruction of the original, its possession by the opposing party, or its location outside the court's jurisdiction. This section provides a framework for the admissibility of secondary evidence, ensuring that it is used only when necessary. By outlining specific conditions, Section 76 prevents the indiscriminate use of potentially less reliable evidence. This safeguards the integrity of the legal process. The rationale behind allowing secondary evidence under specific circumstances is to balance the need for the best evidence with practical considerations. While original documents are preferred, their absence should not necessarily preclude the presentation of relevant information. Section 76 provides a carefully delineated path for using secondary evidence, ensuring that its use is justified and appropriate. This ensures that justice is not hindered by the unavailability of original documents. The interplay between Sections 74 and 76 establishes a clear hierarchy of evidence, with primary evidence preferred but secondary evidence admissible under specific conditions. This framework ensures that the best available evidence is presented while acknowledging the practical realities of document availability. Understanding these sections is essential for navigating the complexities of documentary evidence in legal proceedings. This knowledge ensures that evidence is presented correctly and given appropriate weight by the court. Section 5, Section 77, Notice to Produce and its Implications. Section 77 deals with the concept of notice to produce, a crucial aspect of documentary evidence law. It mandates that if a party intends to use a document in their possession, they must provide reasonable notice to the opposing party to produce the original. This notice allows the opposing party to examine the document and prepare their case accordingly. The purpose of this section is to ensure fairness and transparency in the presentation of documentary evidence.